Hello and welcome to TVC Midday News. Now we're staying with developments following the security breach at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, involving Fuji singer Wasiu Ayinde. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has blacklisted Wasiu Ayinde for 6 months. The NCAA had suspended 2 pilots of domestic carrier over the incident. It also confirmed that further investigations are still ongoing. The Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria earlier mentioned that a 68-year-old musician attempted to board a ValueJet Airlines flight to Lagos with an unidentified liquid substance, allegedly disregarding warnings from aviation security and the flight captain. In his reaction, Wasiu Ayinde insists he never breached boarding protocols at the airport. In a statement released by his media aide, KWAM believes the incident was not only exaggerated, but also misleading. The singer argued that a substance was the drinking water given to him at the airport lounge while awaiting boarding. He insisted that he had adhered to protocols and sought to clarify the misunderstanding peacefully. Aviation analyst Wale Shadari joins me on the Midday News for more perspective to this particular story. Good to have you join us.
Good afternoon. My pleasure to be here.
Let's just start by getting your reaction to the latest. Wasiu Ayinde has now been suspended blacklisted rather, for 6 months. Let me get your reaction to that.
Thank you very much. 2 days ago, the NCAA released a statement that ValueJet breached a protocol, safety protocol. We never knew the extent of what happened until yesterday, when we actually saw the images or the video that went viral. I think that was a very big breach of security. And if you look at everything, I felt so disappointed because it's all shades of wrongs. Not only by the pilots, also by the Fuji musician. And if you look at the visual very well, it was only God that saved KWAM from being crushed by that aircraft if he had not done what he did. Again, we should be very mindful because nobody should be seen to be above the law. From what I saw, what happened was really, really uncalled for. The Fuji musician should have adhered strictly to aviation rules. And the pilot or the captain has the right to take anyone on board any aircraft if the passenger is found to be unruly. And that is exactly the case that has happened. I expected that even the security operative should have removed him.
But Mr. Shadari,
that airport.
You have started to touch on the point I wanted to talk about, because before you even get to boarding the flight itself and getting in and taking your seat, there are lots of checks. At the door, they are still checking your boarding pass and all. And I'm wondering, all of those who allowed him to pass through with that bottle of water, shouldn't they also be checked and called to order?
Absolutely. That is why I call this all shades of wrongs. Because where was the aviation security people at that particular time? How was he able to take that liquid into the aircraft before he was stopped? So, farm aviation security also need to be investigated to know their level of culpability in that incident. One, you are not even supposed to go with any liquid that is more than 10 ml. So how did he pass through security? How did he pass through all the security systems that we had at the airport? So it shows that somebody has compromised safety. It also shows that somebody has colluded in whatever way with the musician to have sneaked. I call it sneak because for For that thing not to have been detected, it means it was either sneaked or somebody colluded to ensure that it took that liquid on board the aircraft. Aviation security is the same all over the world. Anytime we travel, and I expected the Fuji musician to have known this, to have thrown whatever was given to him away at the point of check-in. But for him to have even, gone into the aircraft with it, and for them to have even asked him to take away that, he shouldn't have even tried to explain it away. He should just have complied with aviation rules, aviation regulation.
Right.
And even staying on the tarmac and trying to argue your case is all wrong. You shouldn't. He has no right to do that. He had the right to have formally complained to the regulatory body if he was, maltreated. But that was not what we saw. We would have been saying something different if that wing of aircraft had crushed him. God forbid it didn't happen. So I support the NCA for taking the action it took. The NCA needs to also widen its net to also investigate the people at the security post at that particular time.
Well,
the pilots have been suspended, and NCA rightly did that by suspending them. It was all wrong. They acted like cowboys. It shouldn't be allowed in aviation.
I guess just everyone misbehaving on the same day. We'll see what
exactly.
the NCAA
everybody just misbehave on that same day.
What the NCAA, the action that the NCAA would take further. I wish we could continue the conversation, but I'm afraid we have to leave it here. Of course, we'll continue to talk to you on this. Thank you so much for your time, aviation analyst Wale Shadari.